All right, I'm finally getting to test out the Vevor 6-liter digital ultrasonic cleaner. And I've been meaning to do this for a couple of weeks now. Um, I've tried every method known to man manually to just degrease and clean parts. And it's wire wheels, solvents, degreasers, brushing till your hands hurt. I've done it all. Right now I got this thing heating up. I'm gonna throw I can fit this in, and I'm probably going to do the chain. I'll do the light bucket second, and then this piece third. I'm going to put it at 65 degrees Celsius. I will put right around here what that is in Fahrenheit. If you live in America, if you live in the rest of the world, 65 degrees Celsius. It goes up to 80 degrees Celsius. With these pieces, I know one piece is aluminum. I want to put in for 15 minutes. You can't go wrong with that heat for 15 minutes. Any longer than 20, you just really want to check things out, depending on the solution you use, especially if you use something citrusy on aluminum. The longer you leave it in, the more it's capable of pitting the aluminum, and you definitely don't want that if you're working with certain carburetors, things like that. What I'm very curious about is how it's going to work out with the chain, because this thing is absolutely, no, it's caked. It's just, yeah, it's all over my hands. I love it. Before, I'd have to spend, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes just scrubbing that off with lacquer thinner or gasoline. So I'm going to get the Dawn dish soap. I got it heating up, so it's going to be a minute. Now, I don't know if I said this, but this works by creating millions of tiny bubbles. And these bubbles just, instead of exploding, they implode. And it's called cavitation. And it's supposed to really take off some pretty nasty stuff on some parts. You can use this for munition shops, use this for spent brass casings. Jewelers use these for jewelry. If you're going to do that, they give you this nifty little basket. Perfect for putting rings or earrings in. Just make sure whatever stones you have on those things, if they're soft, it will crack under the heat and the bubbles. All right, well, it's about midnight right now. I want to say it's 1 degree Celsius for every 5 minutes. That seems to be about right. So right now what I'm just going to do is put in this basket. I'm not sure if you can see all that. Let's try and get that camera good. All right, I have a whole bunch of nuts and bolts in that plastic case, and then I have this really caked on dirt, everything. That's a piece of aluminum. Just gonna slowly put that in. And it's not touching the bottom, it's a little bit slightly raised, because you want those bubbles to get all around. Actually, I'll probably leave it off. I got it set for 15 minutes. I did put a little bit of Dawn soap in there, just maybe 4 drops. I don't want to get too many suds. I just want a degreaser to happen. All right, so I have it set for 15 minutes. It's supposed to be 65 degrees Celsius. Right now we're at 60. Give it a little bit longer. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to go for it while it's warming up. 60 degrees Celsius is still really hot. Let's see what it does in 15 minutes just using Dawn soap. And I'm sure you can hear that. It definitely messes with the microphones. But I'm going to stand back. This is about 5 feet away. And that's what it sounds like. Upstairs, it's down in the basement. I don't know if I'm going to hear it upstairs. I'm going to check it out, and I'll be right back. Okay, it almost sounds like a small rock tumbler, but not really. Just very, very muffled. So it's not bad upstairs. In a shop or anything, yeah, this will probably be non-existent against an air compressor or things like that. So let's take a look. Wow, you see that dirty that water's already getting? Well, the Dawn, sorry. Hang on, let's get this better. Let it do its magic for the next 13.5 minutes. I'm going to cover that up, and I'll see you soon. All right, we are done with the first round, and this is hot. As you can see, it reached 65 degrees Celsius. Again, the top is 80 degrees Celsius. Didn't want to do that because I figured, ooh, nice. Figured I would just rather get burned at this temperature and not the 180. Excuse me, I'm going to grab some screwdrivers and I'm going to pick up the basket that way. Okay, it did something. I, of course, got to wash these off with cold water. I'm going to put this basket down. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, well, it still seems like it's got caked on grease or whatever that is. I'm going to... Ooh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, clean the inside, that's for sure. I assume if I actually was manual with this, I could get that off, but no, the whole point was to see what the ultrasonic cleaner could do. And again, that was 15 minutes. It did actually clean this. You shouldn't really stack stuff up on top of each other like that. It doesn't really, the bubbles can't get it at it every direction. I'm going to put this back in. I put that back in because the temper's still good. Just for giggles, I'm going to add a couple more drops of Dawn. Push the button for 15, and here we go. See you in another 15 minutes. Ooh. I could see that the camera kind of went a little hazy when I pushed start. All right, so there it is. I'm going to give that a little bit more time. Let's see what happens. And another 15 minutes went by. Let's see what we got. Oh, I can smell the Dawn. Oh, I can see it slowly being de-caked. Okay, with that the aluminum piece, yeah, I should just use something better than Dawn. So it's not going to take off caked stuff with Dawn. It actually did a pretty good job on the bolts. Now, what I want to do is use this Rust 911 solution on these bolts and see how long it takes in the ultrasonic cleaner. I don't have that here with me. I'll have to try and make a follow-up video on that because that looks pretty cool. So first off, won't take really heavy caked stuff off, or at least I won't do it at 65 degrees Celsius and 30 minutes total. But right now, okay, now I actually have these. I have these lens covers. I wonder if they're going to be completely submerged. That screw won't. But, yeah, you usually don't want it on top of each other. You want the bubbles to get all the way around. But I really want to see what this will do. Let's see if I can get the screw out. I'll put it in. See what happens. All right, with the lens covers, I didn't completely get them submerged, but I can I at least put the cover on. This, I'm going to probably let go higher for heat. No, up. Go to 75, and then the time, I'm going to go to 30. 30 is the max it'll do for the time for the ultrasonic cleaner. And again, 80 Celsius for the heater. We'll be back in about 30 minutes. All right. Well, we're done with the 30 minutes of... Oh, wow. All right. I kind of need to hose those off. So I'm not going to be able to see. But you can see it's, instead of being caked on, it kind of fell to the bottom. That's just a simple wipe. But I want to say it's 75 degrees Celsius. That is very hot. And that's the water. So it's not as sudsy. That's good. A lot of particles on top. My favorite thing about this is that little drain on the side. I just put a 5-gallon bucket on the floor. And I will drain this whole thing out. All right, I washed off the lens, or the lens covers, and everything you see now, it took off all the dirt and the grime, which is funny because it did okay with that, but it didn't take it all off. I just kind of rinsed it off with some water. I didn't even like scrub it. See, I can touch this, and now all the stuff that was caked is actually kind of dislodged. But this I did a little bit more rubbing to. Don't mind that. That's grease from the other one. But I didn't realize that they were all rusty. But you can see the inside, which was also caked, was really clean. The clamps work. They actually move now, which is nice. Could probably go in for a little bit more. I didn't use the air compressor to blow dry it, but you know, probably some WD-40 on that. But anyway, I just want to show you. It took all the grease off. What's left there is rust. I didn't get a chance to bring home some Rust 911, but we will try that out after. And then here are the nuts. I didn't actually wash those out. I should have washed them out, but you can see most of them, they're clean from like the bottom half down where all the threads are. So I guess that counts. But up top, it's only threaded like halfway, so the rest of it is just rust. But last, I want to take this chain that's all greasy and stuff, and we're going to put it in for 55 degrees Celsius because it's not as caked on as the other stuff. And then we're going to do that for 30 minutes. Kind of drop it on in there. And we push. Normally I do this for 15 minutes, but let's do it the full 30. Let's see what happens. I like to check and make sure that it's bubbling. All right, well, we'll come back in 29 minutes and we'll see what's going on. Well, I just took the basket out, and this thing is actually, that's looking gorgeous. I mean, it looks like all new metal. There's a little bit of grease around the rivet type things, but oh wow, like there's just, I can just wash that right off with cold water. I will in a minute, but sorry, I'm very impressed. Looks very nice. And that's what's left of the Dawn and the water. I didn't use any heavy degreaser. You could use simple green for this. I have this orange degreaser that I use at work. It's fantastic stuff. I've just never, I want to try it on this now. All right, so I just put it under water and I wiped it off. It's like, I don't know, less than 10 seconds. But this thing looks brand new, actually. Now, it's not going to make everything look brand new. It's just going to take off all the crud. If you want to take off rust, there's some solutions for that. I recommend Rust 911, but you can use anything. Now, clearly, you got a little bit of grease and stuff on there. Dawn and water work perfectly. Anything thicker where it's caked on. Now, again, the ultrasonic cleaner actually, it got this where it wasn't really stuck. Like, I could just really gently rub my finger over that and take the grease off. Before, you had to, like, scrape it. So it definitely did its job. Oh, yeah, you can see it's bubbled all the way over here. Yeah, it just literally fell off. Now, my absolute favorite part about this is that spigot right up the side. So I don't have to pick that thing up and dump it down the sink or dump it outside. I can actually save all the stuff right in that little bucket. A nice little 5-gallon bucket, because I used the Dawn and water, but you could totally reuse that. I still have plenty of life left of that stuff, and just add a little bit more Dawn. But same thing with the degreaser, the Rust 911, anything like that. You'll probably get 10, 15 good times out of it. So we're just going to turn this on, let it all drain out. Had some kinks in the hoses. I want to kind of let the warm water help me open that up. All right. Still emptying, but not much gunk in there. We'll see what it looks like at the bottom. We're getting right to the end. Oh, that's right. There's no screen on that. Oh, it all goes through. Not bad. Those 3 circles are wild. I'm going to turn that off. Whoops, not on, off. The switch is in the back. Shut that valve off. No more water can come out. Pretty easy. Switch is right in the back. I'm going to wipe this thing out. Make sure I got the basket and everything all there. And that's it. This is a nice little machine. It does the job it's supposed to. If you want it to do a great job, you got to buy the right chemicals for it. But this thing worked. I'm impressed. Like, now I want to do some brass casings that are spent. Yeah, but the Vevor 6-liter digital ultrasonic cleaner. You can't go wrong for the price. I've scrubbed a lot of stuff. This really helps. You need anything bigger than, where's my tape measure? Oh, I got a ruler right here. I'm gonna say it's 6 inches. Yeah, it's about 6 inches. Anything bigger than 6 inches wide. Check out Vevor's 15-liter one. It's twice the width of that. That's it. I absolutely love this machine. If you're looking for an ultrasonic cleaner, it's not going to break the bank. I highly recommend this. Vevor's been making some really nice tools lately, and I can't complain.